Hey guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Or if it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. So a few days ago, I'm browsing on YouTube and I see that Lenny Kravitz has a new video out for his song Human. I like listening to Lenny's music. It's always a good time when I'm listening to Lenny's music. He has a cool groove thing going on and he's just such a cool cat, right? I think we can all agree on that. So I'm listening to this song and it is really cool. I am loving that whole thing where he's going from an A major chord to a D minor and then back again. Just has this great flow to it. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm thinking there has to be a guitar solo in this song, and then this happens. And from the first note of the solo, all I hear is a clunk. That's where my jaw is hitting the ground, literally. It is one of the most captivating guitar solos I have heard in a long time. I just love it. Every single note in it is just absolutely perfect. It's just got a flow to it. And it's got this complexity but simplicity thing going on as well. And boosh, mind blown. It's one of the most captivating guitar solos I have heard in a long time. Every note just screams perfection. I love it, every single note of it. And I want to learn it right now. So I go over to my wall here, grab my Les Paul, go and sit down, and I spend some time learning every single note and phrase of this solo. I want to know how it is played. I want to know what makes it really special. And today, we're going to break that down. I'm going to break it down for you, why I think this is one of the best solos that I've heard in many years, why I think it's just perfection for this song. And before I delve into the specifics of this solo, let's talk about the misconception that all guitar solos have to be fast and technical. Look guys and girls, if you're a regular on my channel, you know that I like to play like that. I like to play fast solos, I like to play arpeggios, and I like to play technical stuff. And it's dear to my heart to play that stuff. And while those solos certainly have their place, there's something equally as powerful about solos which focus on emotion, on character, and on soul. There's something really special when somebody does something which is simple, but it's still complex. And just has this beautiful flow to it. Lenny's longtime guitarist and engineer Craig Ross played the solo on Human, and it beautifully embodies this idea. It's not about shredding through scales at lightning speeds, it's about conveying raw emotion and depth through every single note that he plays. Let's break down what makes this solo so special. First off, notice how Craig uses melody to draw you in. The first phrase is really simple, but it's very effective. All he does is he hammers on from a G note to an A note. A note being the root note because he's playing it over an A major chord. And then he just puts some vibrato in it, just sustains it. It's just the perfect opening. I use this type of opening in my playing quite often because I love the way it feels. It just has this pizzazz to it. It has this punch to it. But it's very simple. It literally is just going to the root note. There's nothing complex about it, but very effective. I love how that works. And then he launches into this pentatonic run, which reminded me of Warren DeMartini. Warren DeMartini is one of my favorite guitar players, the guitar player from Rat. And I love his playing. I've been following that guy for years and years. When I heard this phrase, there were echoes of what Warren does and just the timing and the phrasing. Pay really close attention to how he phrases stuff. Craig's phrasing is just amazing. And right at the end, we've got that Easter egg. It's that golden nugget where he basically goes from the minor third to the major third. It's just one tiny little move, but it's just genius. I loved it and I recognized it straight away because I use that type of move in my playing. I usually go from the fourth down to the major third rather than the minor third because I like to play in melodic minor and I like those exotic scales. But this was the other way around, and when I heard it, it just completely and utterly had me. It captivated me, captured me completely. And I was like, yeah, this guy knows exactly what he's doing. He's playing something just totally beautiful. As the solo progresses, pay attention to the phrasing and dynamics. The next phrase that he does, he kind of mirrors the timing that he did on that first pentatonic run, but he does it beautifully, and he ascends this time, ending with this bend which is just exquisite. There is so much depth and emotion in just that single bend, and how he does it and holds it and puts vibrato on it. And all of this adds layers of emotion and intensity to the music. It's like a little melody within the whole melody of the song. It's just so beautifully weaved in. And then once he spent some time down here on the neck, he moves it up an octave and he starts playing phrases up there. And he starts off with a very kind of bluesy, kind of double stop thing. And then he goes back to his style, which is kind of, you know, pentatonic, but it's not really pentatonic. He just kind of twists it a little bit and creates a really, really cool and unique thing. You know, I've heard pentatonics all my life, and you know, when blues players are playing pentatonics, they sound like blues players. When rock players play pentatonics, they sound like rock players trying to do blues players. This sounded different. The flow of it was different. And like I said, it reminded me of Warren DeMartini from Rat, and I love his phrasing just as much as I'm loving the phrasing in Craig's playing. Maybe that's why I think this is such a phenomenal solo, because I recognize what I love in a guitar solo in Craig's playing as well. I just love the way he weaved those final phrases together by descending the neck and then ascending the neck and ending on this 3-note run and then a bend back into the root note, into the A. And let's not forget about the guitar tone. It's this beautiful, warm, rounded tone. There's not too much gain on there either. And when I set up my tone, I had a little bit more gain. I was playing a guitar with 2 humbuckers on it. I think Craig was probably playing with P90s. Maybe there's a little bit of zing in there, which I can hear, but that tone is so beautifully rounded. I'm guessing it was something like a Marshall Plexi, and that's what I used for my recording. But you know, I didn't capture the tone quite right, but I got kind of close to it. That's what I was shooting for, that really warm tone, because again, that conveyed a lot of emotion. When the tone is very, very bright, it's a little bit more aggressive. This needed to be a little bit more laid back and kind of like drawn back as well. And I love his tone. I love how the notes articulate because of the tone that he picked for this solo. It's 20 seconds of perfection. For me, everything in this solo is right. The phrasing, the guitar tone, the emotion, the flow of it, everything just works. I don't think anything needs to be changed. And if I'm being honest, I think this is probably one of my favorite solos that I've heard in a very, very long time. I've maybe listened to this a couple hundred times already and played it a couple hundred times as well because I love it so much. And you know, I'm going to take away from this for sure. There's going to be things that I learn, especially about the timing and the flow of it, and just how the emotion was conveyed through such simple phrasing, but such effective phrasing as well. And there you have it, Craig Ross's mesmerizing solo on this song by Lenny Kravitz, which is called Human. If you dig it, go and check out the official video because it is a very, very cool video and I enjoyed watching it and jamming along to it. I hope this breakdown has given you a newfound appreciation for the diversity of guitar solos and the power of emotion in music. And if you would like the tab for this as well, then you can head over to my Patreon store where you can purchase it for just a couple of bucks. It's a great way to support my channel. And if you'd like to see a full guitar lesson on this solo, then you can join up to my Patreon membership and see me break it down note for note. And as part of that, you'll get the tab for free as well. Remember to like and subscribe if you had a good time. And most importantly, have an amazing day.